Hello, everybody, and welcome to another vidIQ live stream. I am not Rob, and we're doing some more channel audits today, so why don't we go ahead and get into it.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.com.
Okay, there we go. Hey, I got it. Every week we come to you with some channel audits. That is when we sit down, we check out your channels, and we tell you how you can improve. There's going to be laughs, there's going to be probably some tears, but the criticism is constructive, okay, I promise. Why don't we go ahead and bring in all the people. We have, without Rob here, still somehow a full roster of people. We were, in fact, robbed of Rob's presence, but we have all kinds of folks here. So let's welcome first Mr. Jeff. How are you?
Hey, doing well, man. How are you doing today?
I am great. I'm forgetting something. Something is probably amiss. It looks like you're not muted, so that's going well, but something's wrong, and I haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah, no worries, man. We'll get it eventually.
Let's also welcome Travis. How's it going?
Hey now, how's everyone doing? Hope everyone's having a good old time. There are people asking if Rob okay? No, he's dead.
Yes, this is.
He'll be back next week.
Yeah, we're mourning Rob today. I didn't know it's pinned in the chat, Dan. I thought, isn't it? I was trying to find a funny way to introduce Dan. He didn't say a word. He didn't.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize that was my introduction. That's the best you got, Dan.
That was it.
Usually, Rob has a little bit more energy. He's a little bit more pointed. I didn't know that the dying Rob jokes was where we were going to start this stream. But you know, if something didn't feel off at the beginning, I think we're past the early technical difficulty stage of this normal stream, and it's a Dan takeover. We got two Dans, no Robs, so it's going to be a good week.
Yeah, I think so too, especially because we have a guest joining us once again. This time it is Nate of Channel Makers. How are you?
Howdy, howdy.
Welcome to your first and hopefully not only channel audit live stream. It'll be up to you after this is done if you want to deal with us anymore.
For sure. So like, just know you're on my radar here. Depending on how today goes, we'll determine if I want to do it in the future or not.
Well, hopefully everybody leaves some likes. They boop the like button for Nate and his return.
That's right.
Also,
no, I'm sure this will be fun. I'm excited.
And we're excited to have you. If you guys want to check out Nate's channel, if you somehow don't know about Channel Makers yet, the link is down below. So please go, check out Nate's channel and all the awesome YouTube content he has over there. Can you tell us a little bit about your channel, actually?
For sure. So I run Channel Makers. It's YouTube education style channel. Really, the big deal there is I like to back any hypotheses. I like to do a lot of myth busting, and any hypotheses or things I say on there, I like to make sure that they are backed by as much real data as I can get, as much as I would love for to have access to everything YouTube has. We all know that's never going to happen. So I do my best to collect real data and give actionable insights there, and tell the occasional random joke, and always ask people to boop the like button.
Well, thank you for being here. And
thank you. Glad to be here.
As I said, channel link is down below, so be sure to go check out Nate's channel over at Channel Makers. We're going to tell you exactly how this live stream works every single week with a quick look. Rob's joining us on the stream thanks to this quick pre-recorded introduction as to how this works every single week.
Welcome to the vidIQ channel audit livestream, where we review your YouTube channels. There are two links in the description, one for gaming channels, one for non-gaming channels. Make sure you submit every week as we clear the form after every livestream. Channel audits are 100% free, so please don't send us any super chats expecting to receive an audit. And don't waste your time asking for one in the chat. If there are any alternative ways to get picked for an audit, such as memes, we will let you know during the livestream. If we can't audit your channel today, vidIQ has a channel audit tool working 24/7 for you. If you haven't already installed vidIQ, download it now for free. A link is in the description, and make sure to take advantage of our free 30-day trial. If you submit your channel for audit, expect the following. We are sharing nothing more than our knowledge, our experience, and our passion as fellow YouTube creators. It's up to you whether or not you take our advice. There are tons of links to lots of useful resources in the video description. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already done so. Share this live stream with another fellow creator who may find it useful. And finally, moderators, thank you for everything that you do every single week. All right, let's do this.
Once again, it muted itself. That is how the live stream works every single week. We audit a lot of channels. We get hundreds of submissions. And so one thing we want to stress before we start this every week is if your channel is not picked and you did submit it, and because of how many we get through, that's probably going to be the case, I want you to take note of all the different bits of advice we give to everybody else, because it is very likely that it is applicable to your channel and your YouTube journey, especially if you are willing to pull your channel up maybe on another screen or something and just look side by side. What are some of the things we're telling this channel that maybe you could apply to yours? Keep that in mind. This advice is for everybody, not just the person on the screen. All right, so can everybody see my screen other than the chat, obviously?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So let's go ahead and jump over to not the first channel because we have to talk about the vidIQ summer sale. This is something we're running right now for the next, I believe, 6 days. And there's a few different promos you could take advantage of. You can get 30% off if you get an entire year of Boost. That includes not just 30% off your purchase, but a free one-on-one coaching session with one of our awesome YouTube coaches. 2 of them are here right now, Jeff and Travis. And you also have access to private training courses. So you would use the code SUMMER2021YR to take advantage of that. Or if an annual plan is not in the cards for you, you can also use the code SUMMER2021 to get Pro or Boost monthly plans 20% off for the first 12 months. So as you can see, the timer is ticking on that. You have about less than a week to take advantage of this if that's something you want to do. I believe, Dan, it is pinned right now, this page.
Sure is.
Awesome. vidIQ.com/bonus. Go check that out. Now I think we can get to the first channel. This would be the very first person who managed to submit on our non-gaming form. It is Nerd Piano. And since I've just talked up a storm, I'm going to ask Travis to take the lead on Nerd Piano.
Is this because I play piano?
I didn't know you played piano, so yes.
No, I don't play piano.
Oh.
That's why I was asking. Maybe you thought I did, and maybe that's why you threw me under the bus just now. That's right.
I finally have a chance to get you back for all the times you threw me under the bus.
That's right. Now you're in charge of everything. Dag nabbit. I have just realized how much trouble I'm in today. All right. Well, Nerd Piano. I love the idea behind the channel Nerd Piano. I've never heard of such a thing, mixing 2 very kind of opposite things. I don't know. Nerd pianos play. I guess some nerds play piano. I guess, but anyway.
Yeah, it's all nerd content.
Oh, I see. That's really cool. So like Harry Potter. So that's really cool. Now I love that. So the cool thing about I want to hear the Office one for sure. Definitely got to hear the Office one. So what I think is cool about this is that they've thought this through. It's not just a piano channel, which could kind of go either way. Like a tutorial channel or something. They're actually looking for, and I always encourage people to do this, look for something that's just outside of your niche, that's larger than your niche, and try to figure out a way to bring those people in. That's literally what they're doing. They're going into video games and movies and all the culture of nerddom, which is that's fantastic. I love it. And I like how they superimpose the titles of those things over top of the piano. I wonder if there's even a better way to do these thumbnails though. Like I love that idea, the concept behind it. But I wonder if there's an even better way of doing that. Maybe from the no, is this a keyboard or is this a piano? This looks more like a keyboard.
Yeah, I think it is like an electric keyboard.
Yeah, it's playing piano. Okay, well that doesn't give you as many options, I suppose. But I love the idea behind this. They've been at it for a couple of months. How long have they been doing this?
Let's see. We'll sort by oldest. 7 months.
Oh, not even around that long. That's great. And it looks like right from the beginning, they've always been kind of at this, which is dope. I love that. And it looks like they're doing they're not going to show their face. That's kind of cool too. Maybe you can do a unmasking at some point. Yeah. So I guess ultimately the question is it just covers? If so, is there an opportunity here to do a little tutorial work? Because I noticed that some of these are doing really well. Some are just doing okay. It is cool to listen to once or twice, but you'll get a lot more, play on people that are actually doing tutorial work that actually want to know how to play this stuff. So maybe, and I'll give you even a super hack. I know that I'm pretty sure there still is the app on iPhone, and I'm sure there is one on Android to do like a piano. If you showed someone how to do that on their phone so they could show it to their friends, boom, that's a video for you. So, you could show it here and then maybe do another version of it on smartphone and just to kind of show them, hey, if you don't own a piano or something like this, but you still want to play the music, here's like another way of doing it.
That is a great suggestion. And when you start talking about the thumbnails too, I was thinking the same thing. It's just some of the quality kind of shifts, right? I know I'm on most popular, but if we go to newest, and it looks like there's been an improvement here. You've changed the camera angle and you've kind of put the logo. It's a little bit easier to read now, I would say, with where it is. And you know, this is, I would say, a lot better than just putting the logo, like a gray Harry Potter logo over a gray piano. It doesn't work too well. I would still keep working on this just because some of these logos, like the Dark Souls one, I can't read the text underneath Dark Souls, you know. So things like that, I would just keep tweaking and improving. Does anybody else have anything for Nerd Piano before we move on? All right.
No, not in specific to jump in. You know, something I've been talking about a lot recently is trying to leverage sort of the assets that you have available, right? These different characters, you know, the Pokemon, the Harry Potters, Mario, and stuff like that. You know, there are certain times where you're sort of sneaking them in at the bottom, but, you know, they'll be obscured by the timestamps, or they're really small, have a, you know, not a great amount of contrast. I would just try and be inventive as best you can. Not everything has to have a photo of your piano in there. It can be piano related. I would really play around with sort of the format of it to make sure that people know it's a piano cover, that, you know, that's sort of the focus of it, but find different ways to sort of use the assets that you have at hand that can really draw people in. And I know Bori Piano, I'm sure, is freaking out having another partner piano channel here. So I'm sure he'll be checking you out as well as his streak continues.
The one thing I wanted to say before I forgot, actually, and I did forget there for a minute, some of these covers that you're doing are referencing, I would say, some pretty old, you know, pop culture by this point, like Harry Potter. There hasn't been a new Harry Potter movie in quite some time. You know, Pokemon, I don't know if there's been a new Pokemon game anytime soon. So I would be digging into more like current nerd culture, because that's going to help you in search, I think, in the long run. So that is Nerd Piano. We'll move on to the first person who managed to submit on the gaming forum now. We have two forums, like we said, linked down below, and this was the first person who managed to get there just in time and earn our first gaming audit of the day. It is the Brandinator. And because generally everybody looks to me when their Minecraft channel pops up, I guess I will start here. And I'm only looking at this channel for the second time. The first time was when I popped it up on the screen to prepare for the live stream. So I have to take a look here. And the first thing I'm noticing is you have 164 subscribers, and you're getting some pretty decent view counts, especially on your last two videos. They're not shorts. They're pretty long videos. So that's pretty interesting. It looks like, I would say, maybe you're doing a Minecraft Let's Play. And, you know, these are doing pretty well for that style of content, especially considering your sub count. And I got to know how long you have been uploading, which has been a year. Okay. So for a year's worth of progress in one of the most competitive spaces on YouTube, I'm actually pretty hopeful for this channel. Let me go back to newest here. I would say that your thumbnails are inconsistent. Like this one here is all based on text. You're trying to get this message across to the viewer using only text in a black background. Yes, the Minecraft logo is there, but there's nothing exciting or anything really going on that's drawing me in. Same with the video before that one. And then you got this where you're stacking something really high, and I can kind of tell that based on the text, and then this crazy tall tower of boats that you've stacked up. So some of these thumbnails, like I said, are just inconsistent. Some are just more intriguing than others. How about Nate? We get your opinion. I don't know how many gaming channels you look at, but do you have any thoughts for?
For sure. Actually, I was looking at this. So the other day, somebody texted me. I have it on one of my videos where people can text me their questions, and they texted me about a Minecraft channel actually, and I'm sure you know this even better than I do. But there's a ton of attention around Minecraft, but there's also a ton of competition. So the first thing I said, and really the thing I said to respond to this text I got, had to do with, there's got to be something that makes your Minecraft channel feel unique amongst the hundreds or thousands of them on YouTube. It's great that there's a lot of attention, but there's got to be clear, compelling reasons why they'll watch your Minecraft channel instead of the other ones out there. I don't know if the name's Dream or there's so many of them, right? And so I guess what I'm looking for here, and again, this is without having watched a lot of the videos, I see some fun video ideas in here. I think it's being held back by thumbnails in particular. like what you were saying, Dan. I think thumbnails are that there isn't continuity, and they're also aren't displaying it in the most compelling way. But I think that combined with just really clear in this creator's mind, okay, so I do Minecraft, but how do I do it different?
Right.
What is unique about my approach to it that people come to me and they say, oh, I like this better than any other Minecraft channel out there.
Right. It is one of the most competitive spaces, I think, especially in gaming, maybe just on YouTube at large. And you really have to bring your A game to this space. So it is possible. I still think because people are picking up Minecraft for the first time every single day. I think it is still possible to have a channel and find some success. But yeah, you have 2 videos here in the last week that have outperformed a lot of your recent videos. And if they're all related to this Minecraft Dragons DLC, it looks like they are, then you're onto something here. And so you've done a couple of Let's Plays. My immediate suggestion for you would be a video similar to maybe should you buy the Minecraft Dragon DLC? If it has a specific name, use that. Or your review of it or something along those lines. Mix in, if you can, some shorter form videos around this content. Maybe, so you have this collection that's growing thanks to playing the game for a bit. Maybe you could do a 5-minute video where you show off all the different dragons, just be creative in different ways on how you cover this particular DLC. And, try to be the authority on this. And when new DLC comes out, just keep your ear to the ground so you can keep being on top of these different trends. All right, so we're going to move on to the next channel. But before we do, you should know that this was our Twitter submission. So, Dan, would you like to tell everybody about the contest here that was ran on Twitter?
Yeah, absolutely. So every single week, we run a contest on Twitter where we'll give away a channel audit. So whereas, we'll get upwards of 1,000 submissions every single week through the submission forms that you can find in the description for this video, we'll get, between 50 and 100 submissions on Twitter. So if you're really looking for a channel audit, a great way to go about it is to enter one of our contests. Post them every single Monday afternoon, East Coast time. And usually they're something very simple, whether it's photoshopping or responding or, fill in the blank, something like that. This week, I took it a little bit of a different road, still an easy contest. And, it's always a learning process for me because this week we did YouTube Mad Libs. Not a lot of the younger audience necessarily know what Mad Libs are, but I think, there's something definitely interesting in asking people to sort of fill out and fill in the blanks and then putting all those blanks into a paragraph to see what silly or funny or crazy comes out. And this week, one of our sort of most diehard Twitter fans and followers who are also in this live stream all the time, Bright Lily was our winner. And congratulations to them for, again, not a high competition rate in terms of filling out this contest compared to filling out the submission forms here every single week. They were able to win a channel audit this week, and it's well-deserved of Bright Lily for their support of us throughout all these months and years.
So the Mad Lib reads, for anyone who can't see it, and I only pulled up this one because, as you could imagine, these are kind of long. Bright Lily found an obscure video from Redblock in the YouTube trending section. They responded with a comment. When Redblock saw this, they were bored. They sent Bright Lily a ukulele through Reddit. When returning viewers saw it, they threw in the book for a new video. They called the video "Bright Lily is Creative." Here's why.
Well, that last adjective was creative, so it made for a nice title. Some of the other people had not such nice adjectives to place, not realizing that it would reflect back on themselves. So a bit of a self-own in some of the Mad Libs, but I guess that's sort of how it works when you don't tell them what the paragraph's going to be about.
If you guys want to see some of those self-owns, I imagine they can follow us on Twitter at vidIQ.
Absolutely. In the pinned comment.
Yes. So coincidentally, Bright Lily's channel is a Minecraft channel. So I'm going to let Jeff start, actually, because we haven't heard from you at all.
Hey, yeah, I'm still here. Yeah, so Bright Lily's channel. So congrats on winning that contest and doing a good job with that Mad Lib. So it was nice to see. Now, obviously, I am not a gaming channel expert or anything by that means, but just kind of taking a quick look at what is going on here. Let's see here. So there were some shorts going on as well. Okay. I know the first thing that comes to my mind, and Dan, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like maybe we're missing a little bit of the thumbnail consistency, or maybe just a bit of general improvement on the thumbnails. Now, I'm not sure how long Bright Lily's been doing this. I don't know if she's a creator that's been around for a long time, or maybe new to the game, but looks like we might need to just kind of start picking up on the thumbnails, even if we're just showing a character like the green field kind of there, and then the character there. Maybe punch in on that a little bit, so that way they stand out a little bit more on the screen or on the thumbnail itself. One thing we always want to remember, and this applies to everybody who's watching the live stream, a ton of YouTube traffic is coming from mobile devices, and you can see this in your YouTube analytics. So when we're going to do these thumbnails, think about it that way. Think about the fact that your thumbnail is going to be incredibly tiny on somebody's phone. So try to optimize it for that. If you're going to have text, make it big, make it bold, less is more. But if you're going to be showing like a character or something on the screen from the game you're playing, really punch in on it. And that way people can easily see what it is that you're talking about.
Whenever you have that opportunity, like, I want you to look at thumbnails in particular, like this one here. You have I believe a piglin, and they're standing in a block of water, so I guess you do kind of need the full body of the character, but you have a lot of headroom here, so you could have tried to zoom in on this a lot more and made it a little more clear as to what they were standing in. You have a goat here, but in these instances, the character couldn't be farther away from the lens, if so to speak. So if you could say like goats are here, and you're showing this awesome Minecraft update, I would have made this goat fill up half this frame, and then made the other half of the frame maybe an arrow that just says goat or something silly like that, because that's going to be a lot more eye-catching than some of these. Same with it whenever you have your character on the screen in full, you could just do waist up, and then the way they can fill like half the frame, and then you can put something else like on the other side to give some emphasis as to what the video is about. So these are all things we could do to tweak thumbnails. But what I will say is that you may be onto something here with this Minecraft account migration news. This is something that Microsoft and Mojang are trying to get done, whereby everybody who's had a Minecraft account through Java now needs to have a Microsoft account to play that version of Minecraft. If that doesn't make sense to you, that's okay. It's the point is, it's a little bit confusing for everybody who's been playing Minecraft for maybe the last 5 or 10 years and hasn't needed to worry about their account, and now suddenly there's a thing they have to do. So covering this news is probably going to be a good place for you to start, maybe getting some traction, building up that audience. So yeah, that could be something for you as well.
Yeah, gaming news is a real thing. There are channels who are doing really well around that, whether it's rumors or the latest updates, which I'm sure there are probably, or even talking about the different games within Minecraft. Things of that nature can work pretty well, at least to add an additional type of content to your channel.
Yeah. My 2 more bits of advice for you would be, just speaking of news, I know as a Minecraft player, like what you're doing here, Minecraft 21W20A is the version of that update that you're looking at. But it doesn't need to be the first thing in the title. I would say this is there for search at most. I would put it at the very end of your title. I would make the front of your title what is the whole title here? So you say changelog and potential 117 part 1 release. The changelog is something for you to use as you cover the content, right? So you have the changelog in front of you. You're talking about the things that are in it. So I would have started with the 1.17 update part 1 release date. That is going to be the trigger for people to go, wait, there's the release date. I got to know more. And then you can say Minecraft version number, and that's probably all you need. So when you're covering these big newsy updates, figure out the most exciting part. What is the most exciting part about the 117 update? It's the fact that it's broken up into 2 parts, and people might want to know when it's releasing, and people might want to know more about goats and things like that. So lead with that stuff. And the last thing I'll say is that you're covering Minecraft in a very general way. And over time, I think you're going to want to try and niche down further in the Minecraft community. Find something that you like about it. Maybe there's mods you really like, or maybe you're really good at redstone, so you can have a Minecraft redstone channel. But Minecraft channels, the more niche down you can get those, I think the more success you can have early on. And then later there'll be time to kind of niche out and cover the game a little more broadly. So that is Bright Lily YT, thank you so much for your Twitter submission. It was awesome. And we're going to go to now our first pre-selected channel, which I believe, Nate, you selected this one, right?
I did.
Tell us about Rubik's Snap.
There are so many things going really well on this channel. So first off, great logo, the background, like the look of the channel is awesome. And I guess diving right into it, there's a few concerns I have right off with this channel, which is why I selected this channel, because it felt like there could be a very few specific things that we could say to you if you're watching this Rubik's Snap that can really make the future of this channel. My first question is, with this channel, have we taken a in-depth look on the future growth of this audience? Because it's Rubik's Cube type of content, and it's very interesting. Had several videos do very well on the channel. But with where it currently is, with a lot of tutorials and like showing you how to do certain things with Rubik's Cubes, there's a lot of variety and it's great. But my main concern is, are we going to hit a ceiling on the amount of people who are that interested in how to use Rubik's Cubes, like tutorials, how to make patterns and all that kind of thing? Because for what you're doing, it's doing very well. Views are pretty consistently high, especially compared to subscriber amount. But I guess my biggest suggestion for this channel is, what next? I guess that's a question. My question is, what's next for this channel? My take here is that for it to continue to grow, well, if we continue the current trajectory, it looks like it's going to continue to grow, probably at a consistent but slow pace, until eventually, at some ethereal future moment, we've captured all the people who are interested in Rubik's Cube tutorials, right? But contrast that with, what if we added another content type to this channel that's a little bit broader appeal, with these Rubik's Cubes type of videos that are more broad appeal entertainment style of videos, which are already, it's borderline in a lot of these videos are really, really getting close to this entertainment style of videos. My thought is, if we do more of that and focus on potentially more trending things, similar to what we were talking about earlier with the gaming niche, if we do more trending videos, they have more capability. Broader appeal trending videos have more capability to spread more quickly on this channel. The other thing I will say here is, I would love to see some continuity in the thumbnails, the colors. The colors, they're very colorful and it's awesome. But if I saw any of these thumbnails independently, I wouldn't immediately know that it was from this channel because of the broad variety of colors. And my thought here is, creating some sort of continuity in the thumbnails would be good. Yeah,
they're using a lot of this. Sometimes a border comes into play and it changes colors, yellow, orange, red. Sometimes there's no background. It's just a black background with some text on it and the cubes cut out, I think for channels like this, I would say, because of how colorful and interesting looking some of these look, I would be wanting to take a picture of the cube with as nice of a camera as you have, could just be your phone, on a nice white background or something like that. And yeah, like I'm imagining here, so you have the timer and the laptop. I don't know if anyone can see that. So the laptop is running the timer so everyone in the video can see how fast you're completing the puzzle, which is awesome. What if the thumbnail was the laptop in the background, but the nice new cube that you're reviewing in front of it, and the laptop's kind of blurred, and you got the cube filling up the frame? Like, I think those visually appealing things could be interesting. But the best way to know what's going on with your thumbnails would be to check out your competition. So if we were to just type in cubing, for example, and see what comes up, we can kind of get an idea of the most popular videos in this space right now. So we have a speed cube battle here, which is kind of interesting. We have one here with just the hands and the cube, and then an arrow pointing. Not allowed. What's not allowed? 5 cubing rules you're probably breaking. So these videos have quite a few views. And yeah, I would say there's even room to improve on some of the thumbnails in this category too. But something as simple as this. You got a cube with a finger pointing at it. I mean, there's a lot you can see here. And we have a tool for this too, built into vidIQ. Before you even post your video, you can compare your thumbnail along videos like this one, alongside them, and kind of see how you're going to compare if you do happen to make it into this upper echelon of search for your category. Does anyone have anything else to add for Rubik's Snap? All right, silence says no, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to Joe's Phenomenal. Did I accidentally put 2 of Nate's channels back to back?
I think I picked this one.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
This isn't one of mine.
All right, excellent. Sometimes I do that.
You're good.
So,
Yeah, man.
Jeff, tell us all about Joe's Phenomenal.
Well, I picked this one because it looked pretty good, and then Joe, you know, he's always been supportive. He's always in the chat, so I figured, you know, I think it's a long overdue that we check out his channel. So yeah, so this is Joe's Phenomenal here. Obviously, what we're looking at is, you know, cooking and things of this nature, and I like what I'm seeing here so far. It looks like he's been putting in a lot of work and time and trying out different things with these thumbnails. So that's one of the things I really do like to see. One of the other things that I also am noticing immediately is, I mean, there's some reviews here, but there's a lot of how to make, and, you know, very much leaning into that search. So it seems like he's having some pretty good success along those lines. I don't know if you want to sort it by most popular. We can take a quick look and see sort of what's popping on this channel at the moment. Let's see here.
It is the cauliflower one.
Oh, the cauliflower.
Oh,
Yeah.
excuse me.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing here, man. So how to make cauliflower mashed potatoes makes sense. Okay, cool. Yeah. And then Kirkland Signature Tempe. Okay, yeah. So some reviews is here, some unboxing the Ninja Foodie stuff. And that's good. I like to see that it's not just the how-tos on tutorials, but I like to see the fact that he might be leaning into this Ninja Foodie stuff, which also has its own subgenre on YouTube. Like specific, there's like fans around these Ninja Foodie products, whether it's the grills, whether it's the air fryers. So leaning into that stuff, whether it's reviews or showing people recipes while using these tools, is also another way that you can really help gain some views, or at least lean into that kind of content. The air fryer stuff really took off around the pandemic last year and stuff, and a lot of those channels ended up doing pretty well. But overall, I like what I'm seeing. There's good consistency here that he's using the blues and matching his banner with the text in the thumbnails. Just some of it could be a little bit too wordy, in my opinion. Some of the thumbnails that just have too much text. If we can get that down to, 3, maybe 5 words at the most, just to keep it as simple as possible, because we have 1 to 2 seconds while somebody's scrolling through the feed to really catch their eye. So if we can just really simplify whatever that is, like how he has the Ninja Foodie review, it's just 3 words,
Right.
Just really keep it as simple as possible. I think that's really going to help.
These are the newer videos I sorted by oldest, so
Gotcha.
I can tell they are using less text lately. At first, though, it was like a small paragraph in the thumbnail. Yeah. I want to ask Travis real quick. What are you thinking here on the thumbnails for Joel's Phenomenal?
Well, okay. So is this the newest? Is this sort of my newest?
Let me go back to newest. There we go.
Okay, yeah. So with food, you know me, less text, more vibrancy, more close-ups. I'm all about that life. Typically, the food itself should be able to sell the click. And in some cases here it does, and in some instances not as much. Just think about the fact that how food is marketed in general. There's rules of marketing. There's tons of videos on YouTube about this. How the surrounding foods around the food that's being advertised have all types of little tricks and stuff going on, where they're putting like glue for milk and things that look really good. I'm not saying put glue in your thumbnails. Hear what I'm saying. What I'm saying is make sure that your food looks the best it possibly can in the thumbnail, because if you think about it, and someone's searching for a particular type of recipe, and they see yours next to one that's just a little bit more saturated, a little bit more vibrant, maybe a little bit closer, I can see exactly what's going on, they may win the click. So always try to make sure yours looks the best it possibly can.
Right on. Some of these look, I would say, really, really good. I mean, I'm always drawn to these ones right here with there's no text. And I would say this is high contrast too, where some of them look a little more flat, like this one. I don't have my magnifying glass. This one to me looks a little more flat than this one. There's a little more color, a little more pop here. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, a little more, I think, consistency could go.
Yeah, I mean, you almost can go more find like a template that kind of works as far as like the angle and everything. You'll find a lot of the successful YouTube food channels have like an angle that looks good. Maybe they have a specific place in their home where they always take the picture, so it always looks good. Just find that one place that makes it look good, and continue to do that.
Right. I will say the top video too looks like it's a short. I have not. Yeah, it is a short. So less than a minute long. It's vertical. 66,000 views. But
Wow.
this could be an indicator. How many recipes can you make with mashed cauliflower or cauliflower in general? Is there kind of a market for this that you've maybe stumbled upon? Maybe there could be more to that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there is. Low carb stuff typically tends to be that thing. Yeah, I mean, but otherwise, really cool. It's awesome that Joe's always in the chat and paying attention. Obviously, this is not like sometimes when we see someone that's been here forever and they go, "Oh, you finally get to my channel." We go to their channel, it's like they never paid attention. At least Joe appears to have paid attention a couple of times. We've done this so many times. Savage is coming out later, and let me tell you something. He is not going to be happy with some of the people that have been complaining about not being seen. But Joe done a good job, my friend.
Is he naming names? Do you have a hit list?
He probably will. He probably will.
Typical Savage. So that is Joe's Phenomenal, unless anyone else wants to add anything.
No, I
Quick,
think that's pretty good.
real quick, congrats on almost 300 subscribers for you, and for how long you've been doing this, for only a few months. This is an excellent start, and you should be really proud. This is looking really cool. Dan, since you're here, why don't you tell us a little bit about Discord?
Yeah, absolutely. So, another way to get really involved in our community, to get great feedback when we're not doing these sort of live audits on your thumbnails, on SEO, on descriptions, on just ideas in general, is to join our Discord server. So once again, up in the pinned chat, the pinned comment, there is a link to our Discord server where it is just a welcoming community, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, where you can access me as the community manager and social media manager and a member of these live streams, as well as the vidIQ community as a whole. And similar to our Twitter giveaway, one way that I like to reward our Discord members is that every single week we'll choose a member, we'll give them a free channel audit and live channel audit here during our Tuesday streams. And this week it is Donnie Games, who also participated in our Twitter contest, which was a big appreciation from me as I was trying to rally some support there this week as well. And the Discord community always comes through. Anytime we need something or want the voice of the community, want to get some feedback on something, the members of the Discord community are right there, right at the forefront. So thank you very much to them, to our moderators, and to Donnie Games for taking part in that community.
Thank you to Donnie Games. I suppose then you felt like this channel was more than deserving for our Discord audit pick. Just so you guys know, these are random. You can't submit for these. So if you are just an active community member, that is how you get noticed and get selected for one of these. So I always worry that when we pick these channels, maybe they weren't looking to get audited in front of everybody, but it's too late now. That's what's happening.
Well, again, he did participate in the Twitter contest, so there was no
That's
doubt
true.
that he was interested in getting it. And obviously, we try and look at channels of all shapes and sizes, and can try and tell people to work on different things. And Donnie Games is obviously working on his shorts game, which is not a PGA Tour Phil Mickelson reference, but obviously doesn't have a lot of thumbnails here because he's been doing a lot of shorts, which as Dan himself can attest, he's done a ton of experimentation with shorts, and sometimes it doesn't really pay to necessarily put a thumbnail. But I think it always is a good idea for when someone is going to view a page like this, if you take just a little bit of time to put a thumbnail on so you have some consistency across your page. So when we jump into a review like this, or when someone just clicks on your page to see what you're all about, they can get a good essence of what you're about, get a good feeling for what the videos are going to be about, and aren't just hit with the unfortunately automated thumbnail short that we've all seen hundreds of times.
Right. So yeah, I won't, in terms of the content that's been released lately, I won't necessarily criticize the thumbnails. What I'm concerned about though is if these are auto-selected, is this actually a YouTube short? Let me just click into one and it's muted. Let me just look and see. Okay, so yeah, it is in square format, so that would count. All right, I just wanted to make sure because it looks wider on this thumbnail that YouTube selected for you, and you want to make sure that's square vertical to get on the shelf. And it looks like you have been on the shelf because you have hundreds of views on all of these different shorts. Now, interesting decision to take one day and upload 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 videos. I personally would have scattered those out throughout an entire week if you're and do just on daily, and they all got some views, but maybe they had some time to breathe. In my experience, that's kind of gone a little bit better. But every game, shorts is so new, and every game is going to perform differently depending on the audience out there. But it is encouraging that you found a game that has a shorts audience. My next bit of advice for you is, let's say you get thousands of views, you only do shorts from here on out, and you're going to start getting subscribers, and you're going to hope that now you're growing like a good solid base audience. The trouble a lot of people run into is once they try and pivot back to long form content, that audience isn't quite returning. Their YouTube, for some reason, just doesn't push that long form content to them. In my experiments, I think that mostly depends on how popular it is, whatever it is you're playing. If you're doing something like Minecraft, it's incredibly hard to get those viewers to come in. If you're doing something like Resident Evil, which is still very popular, is it Minecraft popular though? Maybe you can experiment with some long form content. My point to you though is you should be doing this long form content mixed in with the shorts if that's your plan. That should already be a thing you're doing in between shorts. So I would do maybe a short 1 or 2 days, and then 1 or 2 days a week do a long form video where you're giving maybe some tips and tricks or whatever it is you enjoy doing in the game. But try to start mixing that in now to help that transition if the plan is to go back, in fact, to long-form content. Maybe you just want to have a shorts channel from here on out, and that's fine too. Does anyone else want to jump in and give some advice here to Donnie Games? All right. It does not sound like it. Thank you for being an active member of our community, and best of luck on your channel. Congrats on over 100 subscribers. And we'll move on to the next channel pre-selected here, Off Camping. 6.43K subscribers. I like this banner a lot. This looks like a really awesome location here that they've set up.
This is the one one of the ones I selected on here.
Yes, so tell us about Off Camping.
There are so many things going well with this channel. First of all, the name. So what this guy does, at least in his recent videos, is he'll camp in obscure locations, like in a roundabout in the middle of a city.
Okay.
And so the channel is called Off Camping. The very idea of the channel, I think, is an excellent one. I have never seen anybody doing this before. The idea of camping in like weird urban locations, or just odd in an underpass, or just all sorts of things he does. That's really good. The other is the baseline views. I'm seeing a lot of views on every single one of these videos, especially compared to how many subscribers he has. So interesting thing there. It's a pro, but it's also potentially a clue on something that could be changed about this channel. So he's at just under 6,500 subscribers.
Yes. And
pretty consistently on a video 1 week ago, almost 7,000 views on it. And before that, 12,000, before that, 18,000, 3 days ago, 10,000. So pretty good view counts on these, which is good. Having that high of views is really good. But what that immediately shows to me, if it's not translating into subscribers, is people are there because the topic, potentially people are there because the topic is something that's just fascinating to them, but they're not necessarily connecting to the channel or the creator of the channel itself. So they're coming and they're watching the videos, but they're not saying, oh, but I'm going to stick around and I'm going to subscribe to this channel. I like this whole channel. They're just saying, I like the idea of the videos. And I think that's what's going on here. I watched through a few of these videos. They're good. He walks around, shows him finding the camping spot. There's a lot of almost the ASMR element of crunching through the leaves and all that. And then him talking to the camera, finding a spot, shows what he's eating, shows him setting up his tent. It's a good formula, and I think we should continue with that. But I would also consider adding in more elements of traditions or personality to the presenter on this channel, so that there is more of a connection between him and the people watching. more reasons for the people watching, the audience, to say, I like this channel, and I also like this guy, the person hosting this channel, and therefore I want to subscribe to this channel and watch all the videos. That's my big take on this one.
So you have watched some of the videos, and that's always really good too, because you have a little more perspective now on, you know, how this creator actually, you know, it does what they do best, and that's create. So that is great advice, and that's the biggest thing is if you look at this metric that's kind of new on YouTube now, where you can look at your returning viewers, I would venture a guess based on what Nate's saying is that your new viewers might be higher than your returning viewers, which means that while your videos are getting discovered and people are finding them, maybe not a lot of them are coming back. And ideally, you want a good symbiosis between those two metrics. You want a healthy influx of new viewers, and then you also at the same time want to see those returning viewers going up. So if you're curious about that, I would definitely check that out. We have 1 or 2 videos on that ourselves, in fact, showing you all about returning viewers and you know, some tips on how to get that going. We haven't heard from Travis in a minute. What's your take here?
Love the idea of anything that's slightly left of center. So I love that that's what off camping is. And yeah, definitely a little bit less text on some of these thumbnails and more picture of where they are, because since that's the whole kind of point of this channel, I think that you could really do some pretty dope stuff with the right thumbnail style. But it's cool. It's a cool idea. I love it. And they're doing really good view wise. Like, it's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Their views are insane for a channel their size.
Yeah, for the amount of videos too. I mean, discounting the 2 years ago, you kind of relaunched, looks like a few months ago.
This to me looks potentially as the appeal of, you know, how there's that trend for a while and still continues, the tiny house trend. A lot of people would get on and they would watch a whole bunch of videos about tiny houses, and not necessarily that they're ever going to have their own tiny house, but they love the idea. They think it's just a fun idea, and they love to see what people do with tiny houses. I think this channel has huge potential for doing very similar. It's the idea of, like, how many people are actually going to camp in a roundabout? Probably not a lot, but will they watch someone camp in a roundabout? For sure they will.
I'll never camp in a roundabout, but yes, I would absolutely watch someone do that. And it's funny you bring up tiny house and van life channels and things like that, because I'm that person. I find myself watching those sometimes. I have no intention of buying a van. I don't really even like the outdoors, but I love seeing the journeys these people go on and what they do to their vans or their tiny houses. Actually, if you are someone looking for space-saving tips in your house, I'd recommend some tiny house channels to you, because they have to get very creative with how they store all of their stuff. So there's a lot of value in these channels, even for people who don't inherently, you know, want to go camping. But congratulations. I would say that, you know, you're on your way to 10,000 subscribers, and keep it up. Keep finding crazy places to set up camp. I think our last pre-selected channel is one, Nate, that you also selected.
Did.
Okay. So it is David's Experiments. This is pretty interesting. Not a lot of videos here. What's going on?
No, so I think it's just recent. 1 month ago.
Just 1 month.
Just 1 month
Welcome
ago.
to YouTube.
Yeah, welcome to YouTube, right? They already have over 300 subscribers. It's actually a pretty good growth going on there. This channel, again, also has so many of the right ingredients in my mind, because they're doing something unique. They're building mini things. I watched a few of the videos again. They're building, for example, how to make a mini water well, published 2 days ago. They're building these little things, and they show the process of building it. And it's just kind of fun to watch the process of building something. So there's a lot of, the idea is unique. I think that there's a lot of potential for this channel, and it's already showing on the channel. The big thing, well, one of the biggest things I would say to this channel is thumbnails. They're a little bit, I don't know what the word is, muddy. It shows something and it's cool, but it's a little bit obscured by the background. Almost every single thumbnail has too much background going on for the subject that's in there.
Everything's in focus.
Yeah, I see Jeff nodding his head there. Yeah, so it's funny. I guess the number one thing I would say for this channel on thumbnails is, well, I actually just recorded a video. I'm publishing a video on Channel Makers this week on this very thing. I found a bunch of channels that grew ridiculously fast. I call it channels that grew weirdly fast. And one of them is called Inventor 101. I guess I'm spilling a bit of the beans here early, but Inventor 101, what they are doing with their thumbnails is what I think this channel should do with their thumbnails. Maybe not quite so vibrant on the colors, because these are very, like, your saturation's up like 90% on these. It's very vibrant, but it's working very well. But they have one single subject in almost all of these that are the main focus. And what I'm thinking with this David's experiments, it's all around building a single experiment. And so making the thumbnail be a single subject that is like, that's it. You're focusing on a single subject, I think will do a lot of good.
Clean backdrop would definitely help if you put it up against a white wall, or even what you could do as well is set up a space to shoot those thumbnails. So people, what they'll do is they'll get like what do they call those, like construction boards. You can get them at like arts and crafts stores, and they'll get these boards where multiple colors. You can have a black one for the bottom, a white one for the top, whatever you want to do. You can always mix and match. But this way, when you take that thumbnail picture, it isn't just a screen grab out of the video. It's a dedicated picture that has a clean backdrop, and that way your eyes focus on the subject. Or like the other channel was showing us, it's like a lawn. It's probably their front lawn, and it's just a green plain background, and it lets your eyes really just focus on the subject in that thumbnail.
Agree 100%.
At minimum, if you don't, maybe because it looks like you take a match to these things, maybe you burn them at the end of the video. Some of them. What you could do is take the existing thumbnails and literally go into your photo editing software of choice and blur the current background, and see if you want to go back and do anything to these thumbnails. This is more advice probably for your next videos. But you have one here that's premiering. Perhaps you can go in and blur this background, because of all this texture, it's just this very texturized little house or well that you have here is just getting lost. There's just so much going on. And the reason I think all of us are kind of interested in the thumbnails here is, one, we think you are too, because there is a thumbnail evolution where you've kind of gotten rid of this text and you've just been focusing on the really interesting, intricate builds you're doing. But two, when it comes to this category, I think thumbnails are probably the #1 most important thing. No one's really looking to build a mini water well. That's not something that a typical person would be searching for on YouTube, but you would certainly be interested in seeing this content if it popped up on your home feed and it had a really interesting thumbnail. You've built this really cool looking house out of matches, and I love in this one you're holding this one you're holding the lit torch, and you can assume what's going to happen to this otherwise really cool structure that you've made. By the end of the video, it's not going to be there anymore. Nate, real quick, what are your thoughts on premieres? We kind of go back and forth on this quite a bit, and I'm curious to get your take. This video is premiering here in a few days, like 5 days until this premieres at 6 a.m. What are your thoughts on this strategy?
So I've tried them a couple times. I have not tested premieres extensively. My experience with them thus far, and when I observe other channels doing premieres, is it has some of the, in many ways, you don't have anything to lose with doing a premiere, because it has some of the benefits of doing a YouTube live combined with the evergreen capability of a regular video on YouTube. So for those of you who aren't familiar, premieres are where you basically schedule a video, but then you mark it in your YouTube studio as a premiere, so that what people see is this, exactly what we're seeing right here. This is going to be published at a future date. And so then people can go in and see what's upcoming on the channel. So it's kind of a little preview. And then you can also, it has a countdown. When it goes live, it has a little countdown, and then people can be there live and commenting live, much like a YouTube live. So that's why I say there's some of the benefits of a YouTube live, because you can be there just interacting via chat, but it's a pre-made video that's going to be published on your channel. So benefits to me is cool audience interaction. You've got, your audience that can interact, give you comments and stuff while it's running. You're there live with them. It's kind of like watching it together. And then you get this pre-screen of like, hey, you can actually set a reminder. So YouTube will remind you when it's about to go live and when it's live. So there's benefits there. But if like beyond that, I guess the main thing I'd say is just try it. If you haven't done one before, then yeah, definitely give premieres a try, and just see how it performs with your audience. I haven't noticed a distinctive, I guess my only hesitation, it's not really even a hesitation, but my only thought here is I haven't noticed a distinctive difference between a premiere versus any other video on YouTube. Like, does one perform way better than the other? I haven't seen much of a difference that way.
So that is David's experiments. Unless someone wants to add something before we move on to our next segment. All right. In that case, there's a couple things going on. So first of all, Nate, I know that we're wondering if you're going to be here for the whole live stream. Do you have any updates for us?
Yeah. So I actually do have to head out. So I will need to leave here pretty soon. But.
All right. Do you still want to be the subject of ridicule in our memes of the week?
Sure. And actually, I have my subject. Okay. All right. This is my water bottle. I love this water bottle. I'm going to keep railing on this until this happens. I had a company reach out to me saying they wanted to do product placement, put a water bottle on the back of my videos, right? I was like, this is perfect. I can have them, I already show my water bottle in my videos all the time. And so I was like, oh, this is perfect. But then it didn't work out. The terms they were asking for different than what I was okay with doing on my channel. But here's the thing. I still have to get a water bottle sponsorship or something on my channel. It's like, it's become this like, I have to have this now because it was so close and yet so far. So if you want to meme me with a water bottle, if you want to like, I don't know, you have at it, whatever. I can do some fun faces, but I need a water bottle sponsorship.
So let's all help Nate get a water bottle sponsorship. It's been a long time coming, and it's kind of ridiculous that it hasn't happened yet. So here's how this works. I don't have, because I'm not prepared, I don't have a full screen for Nate. Okay. So what you can do is, Nate, you can sit there with your water bottle, whatever pose you want to make for a little bit so people have some time to screenshot it. Go ahead and cut Nate out, or if you see me staring off into the distance and you want to include me, I don't care. But go ahead, cut Nate out, and help us get Nate a water bottle sponsorship. And the way this works is you go on Twitter after you make your meme, use the hashtag channel audits, and in a little while we're going to come back and we're going to check and see and audit channels based on the memes you make of Nate and his non-existent water bottle sponsorship.
My non-existent water bottle sponsorship.
So I thought I'd rub it in a little bit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, see, it's got to happen. Okay, so do I pose for it now?
Yeah, just a few seconds in a few different poses.
And then I've got to do the classic YouTuber like. There we go. I hope that's enough for everybody.
Good luck.
Feel free to Photoshop like the world's most famous water bottle in there, and get me a deal with them.
Good luck. I want you to check back in next time you're here. I want you to let everybody know who and how many sponsors you ended up getting. This is the way to do it. This is how you get sponsors.
There you go. There you go. Thank you guys so much. It was really fun. Thank you for letting me be here, and I will I guess bow out.
Thank you so much.
Anything else you have for me?
Anything else for you? Be sure to check out Channel Makers. It is linked down below. What's the next video?
Oh, so next video. I can't remember how many it is. I think it's 4 channels that grew weirdly fast. I found some channels that just blow my mind with how fast they've grown. And I dive into why I think they grew so fast. And anyway, it's going to be a really fun video. That's publishing on Thursday this week.
So there you go. Check it out over on Channel Makers. Nate, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Talk later.
All right. See you later. We're going to move on now to shout-outs. And for those of you who are new, what this means is if you have a shout-out coming to you, you could still get an audit, because all we're going to do is quickly go through these channels, say hello, and maybe give you 1 or 2 very quick pieces of advice. This is just a way for us to see some more channels throughout the day before we move on to the infamous random selection portion of the live stream. So First up, Travis, who are we saying hello to?
Hi, yes, show. Now, I'm just trying to think if I came across a channel, which I know how to spell it. I think I would sneeze and go, hi, show. Okay, that's how I spelled it. Anyway, maybe it's the person's name. Anyway, it looks like we have some Doom going on, which is cool. We don't see a lot of Doom channels.
No, we don't.
What else do we see here? Let's play Vegas Central Process. Is that all Doom at the bottom there too? It's kind of hard to tell.
That's Doom. I saw Valorant come up. I suck at Valorant. Minecraft.
Yeah.
Some more Doom. It looks like
That's
Doom's.
Lots of live streams. Yeah.
There you go.
A little bit of Minecraft. Yeah, so shout out to them. I wish I knew how to say their name. Maybe that's a problem too, because maybe figure out a way to in your banner, maybe say exactly how to pronounce that. Hayek show.
That's actually a good idea. You put the enunciation like right above it.
Yeah, right above it. Why not?
All right, next up, Jeff, who are we saying hello to?
There we go. Had to get my microphone going there again. All right. So we've got Shorty Pacific Anime reactions and updates. Good Lord, that is a mouthful for a name. But shout out to you, 426 subscribers. Hopefully we've got road to 500 subscribers coming soon. So let's see what we got here. So it looks like we are talking about some reactions or about different anime from what I can see here. They're doing full dives, probably some reactions in here as well. So interesting. A lot going on in these thumbnails, but quite the interesting channel. So we're talking about a bunch of different stuff. Probably either, I'm not sure if they're just taking suggestions from their audience or if they're just their favorite animes to react to. But overall, I mean, this is exactly what they're in. They're in the niche and they are sticking with it. So like what I see so far.
Yes, so congratulations to Shorty Pacific Anime Reactions and Updates on 426 subscribers. I might take a couple words out of your name. That'd be my advice.
Yep. Just shorten that up just a little bit.
Yes, it's quite a long name. But like if people could find you just by searching Shorty Pacific, that would be the sweet spot.
Yep.
All right, Mr. Dan, who are we saying hello to?
Yeah, big shout out to Floki. I'm glad that I spaced these out so I would get the easy name and short name to pronounce. So that was exactly how I set this up. 375 subs. Looks like Rainbow Six Siege for the most part, and sticking to it for the last couple months at least. So I'm not sure what Devour is. That might be a different game, but very colorful background here. And it's something that you're using over and over again to sort of get a very similar theme going. So I think we like it from that aspect of it. It might be a little bit too bright, but you do you on that. Might want to limit the text as much as possible. I'm not sure you need the Rainbow Six Siege logo in absolutely every one of your thumbnails. But if you try and squeeze it in, that's kind of okay. But again, definitely play around with that. But congratulations on the growth. As we said, 375 subs, but 400 something views on the last one, 500 something views going on there on your shorts. So those seem to be working well for you. So keep on doing what's working for you. Try and create new ideas. Think of ways to loop shorts, which is something we've been promoting a lot recently in comments and videos. Congratulations on the success.
Yes, Flow Key. Let's check out. I'll say hello to Senable. I think I nailed it. It looks like we have 10,000 subscribers, and I want to say you cover cartoons. It looks like there's compilations of different cartoons, just kind of by looking at the channel here. That's what I'm getting from the thumbnails and the titles. Not a cartoon I'm familiar with, unfortunately. I'm kind of curious. I just want to search by most popular here and see. 3.3 million views. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I don't know. The one thing I would say for you is if the goal is maybe like monetization in the future, maybe you're already monetized. Is this content your content? Is it transformative content? Just be aware of, the angle that you take when you cover this content, because when you take clips from TV shows and things like that, you need to be adding your own spin to them enough to make sure you fall under the guidelines of fair use. I think in about a week from tomorrow, we're having Emily Baker on our Wednesday Q&A stream, and she is our legal expert that comes in once a month to answer all kinds of questions like that. So if I've just raised any questions for you, be sure to come by next week on Wednesday stream. So that is Senable. Congrats on 10,000 subscribers and millions of views. So best of luck to you. We still have more here. So it looks like Travis is saying hello to
Meng2, which reminds me of the 90s wrestler Meng, which was actually, that wasn't his original name. Anyway, yeah, Meng2 for some epic videos, which is cool. A little bit of video game action going on there, a little bit of versus action, brother versus brother, a little bit of everything. So if you're looking for some stuff with some things, Meng2 has you covered. Make sure you check out Meng2 here on YouTube. Almost 1,000 subscribers. Get it, Meng2. Go get it.
Unlock that community tab and then use it always.
That's right. Haku and Fatu Tube coming up next. The Samoan SWAT team after that. I got you. I got you, Travis.
And finally, Jeff is saying hello to
Pro VR. So virtual reality fitness tips and reviews from a fitness industry pro. Interesting. I like what I'm seeing here so far. I like the fact that they are taking those banner colors and incorporating them into their thumbnails. The purples, I'm a fan of the color purple, so excellent work here. And interesting. So they're doing a lot of VR workouts. So not sure about how the space is growing, but definitely the first time I've seen a fitness channel focused on VR. So I like the fact that they've gone left and they're doing something different. So very, very interesting. Shout out to you.
That is a very interesting concept for a channel, because you're not just a VR channel. You're opening yourself up to play more of these active VR games. Mm-hmm. So you get to be like a gaming channel, but also a fitness channel, and high barrier to entry. You need to have a VR setup for this and space in your house to film these videos. So that leaves you with a little less like competition as well. Yeah. So good luck to Fit Pro VR. And now it is time to move on to everyone's favorite part of the live stream. Is favorite the right word? It is random selection. So we have forms linked down below. A lot of you have filled them out. It looks like 332 non-gaming channels, 372 gaming channels, so neck and neck, which is awesome, which means I'm going to put this random number picker to about 380, which should cover both forms for now. And the way this works is that we set up the number. We have a little magic wand here and a hat, a top hat. What do you think is going to happen? When we click it, a number is pulled out magically. 331. We're going to look at a non-gaming channel, and I'm bound to click the wrong forms when I say the opposite thing. Let's see here. So 331, 331. And Travis, copying and pasting isn't my problem. It's typing numbers. Mm. And it looks like it's an education channel for animation professionals, but does not have a channel link.
Oh, fail.
Oh, so
well, we literally saying the thing. It has to be clickable, or we can't audit it. So someone literally failed. And listen, can't feel sorry for them. Got to keep it pushing.
We got to keep it moving. So I guess we'll pick another number from that form, which will be 137. That is 137. And it is, look, a link. They don't know what their channel focus is. So let's see if we can help them out. I didn't prepare my tabs for this at all. Okay, here we go. Is it Dimitri Jakaya? That's my best attempt.
Sounds right.
So they have 1.8K subscribers. And it's because it's a foreign language channel. I'm going to say they cover a lot of news and current events.
Yeah, I mean, it's not incredibly clear. Of course, it's a foreign language channel, so it's hard for us to kind of see and understand parts of it. But yeah, also the other thing is, like, if we can't understand the wording, the thumbnail should at least give us a really good idea. And in some instances, it kind of does, and in some it doesn't. And the other thing that's kind of confusing is some of it is in English and some of it isn't. So I always wonder if that's a good idea. It looks like they're also just covering some news events, like, and then random like top spinning and. Yeah, I would question like what this channel's about and have them really look deep inside themselves and go, okay, what is the value I'm trying to give to people, and what would people expect from me the next time I put out a video? So if it's not very clear because you're just kind of randomly selecting things, then I would highly recommend thinking about the type of videos that that people are really engaging with and trying to make more of those. The views are actually not too bad considering that they're all over the place, but I would still focus more on that if you want to grow.
Yeah, the biggest I want to say red flag, I suppose, when this channel came up was that they didn't know their channel focus. And
yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, we definitely don't either. News is as close as I can guess. And if that is the case, where to start then would be, what is the type of events in the world you're most interested in covering on your channel, and start there. So this to me looks like a story about climate change. So could you make, could you niche down to covering stories about climate change, or unrest in the world, or whatever it is? But it's going to be, a tough market to break into, and you want to give yourself as many advantages as possible. So niching down, and if we're totally wrong, if it's not a news channel at all, sit down and figure out what kind of audience you're trying to target and what it is you're interested in covering on YouTube, and try to keep your channel as focused as possible. So that is Dimitri, and we will go ahead and move on to a gaming channel. First, by selecting a new number. It is 154. 154. And the channel is Aim None Gaming. They have 64 subscribers, and they do Let's Plays and reviews. All right. Aim None Gaming. I like your banner. I like the logo. It's kind of cool. Looks like letter A, but also kind of like a crosshair from like a first-person shooter. So, yeah, I would say your branding is pretty cool. So now I'm expecting a first-person shooter style channel, and it does indeed look like you have some of that going on too. Interesting. Why I haven't been uploading. Okay. So you don't have the, I was going to say, that's a great thing to do in the community tab, but you do not have the community tab. That is okay. Let's see what else. Jeff, what are you kind of seeing? What's sticking out to you as I kind of absorb here?
I'm noticing that they've got some good thumbnail consistency, which is something that I do like to see. They've pulled that orange gradient into the thumbnails. So I definitely like that. It ties them together. But secondly, I like the fact that they're using the less is more thing that I push when I talk about thumbnails, where is what it did right, will I suck, why I'm leaving, Among Us but ducks, I broke the game. So they're keeping that text in the thumbnails just boom, straight to the point. And titling wise, they're also keeping a lot of their titles shorter, which I like, because you don't see a lot of these titles being truncated. So, you're seeing stuff like Remnant from the Ashes is Dark Souls with guns, or is this a good Fortnite alternative? They're not so long, or they're not keyword stuffing their titles where they have 3 titles in one. They're keeping the title straight to the point, keeping the thumbnail straight to the point, and I like that combination. It's a very, very good foundation for success on YouTube.
What I'm seeing here is, while the titles are short and they kind of open up kind of interesting questions, I don't know if the audience for these different games is going to really be able to make the connection between what it is you're trying to show in the video and what's going on in the title, like what Lawbreakers did right. And this could be because I don't know too much about this game. Maybe Lawbreakers is like a group of people in the game, or something like that. It's just like interesting ideas. You're not just doing Let's Plays where it's like, let's say it's Valor in episode 1. It's not that. You're trying to make each video about a specific thing, but I guess there's some context missing for me in some of these. And a good indicator of this, so the point I'm trying to prove is right here. In your latest video from 3 weeks ago is 21 views, as opposed to 11, 7, 100, 113 is pretty good. 9, 1. Goose Duck is Among Us with birds. So you're showing us a perhaps modded version of Among Us. If you're an Among Us fan, you're intrigued by this. This is, what's Goose Duck Among Us with birds. That's a pretty interesting video. It got some more clicks compared to some of your latest videos. That's kind of cool. And while I do agree that it's cool that you've brought in the orange gradient into your thumbnails to give it some theme, the text is just a bit big. It covers the goose. It kind of, there's a few things going on here that are fighting for attention in the thumbnail. So some thumbnail tweaks and some titles that, 1, include the name of the game, but 2, maybe bring a little more value to the audience. In this case with Among Us, you're bringing value to the audience playing Among Us. Maybe they want to try Goose Goose Duck, you know, whereas your opinions on what Lawbreakers did right, while it does have more views than some of your other videos, relatively speaking, I think overall it could have been a bit better in terms of its showing, because context could have gone a long way. So that is Aim None Gaming, 64 subscribers. And before we go, I just wanted to check most popular. Hyperscape is a blast. 1.5K views 10 months ago. And then your thoughts on Hyperscape. So I'm not sure what happened to Hyperscape. Maybe that's what this is, and the name isn't in the title, so I didn't quite make that connection until just now. But yeah, if you can, this is bringing value to people. Why is Hyperscape a blast? You're going to tell us in probably 15 minutes, and then your thoughts on it, the gameplay. All of this is bringing a lot of value to the audience. So try and make more content like that. And also upload more consistently, because a month ago, then 3 weeks, and 3 weeks, and then we kind of disappear again. And before you know it, you're going to be making another why I haven't been uploading video. So, Aim None Gaming, thank you for submitting. And we will move on to our next non-gaming channel. It's 327. We're kind of up there in the form there. 327. Farm stuff. It is. I can't pronounce the channel name.
A lot of that going on today.
That's what tends to happen. Prisvillies, maybe. I'm sure there's a special way you have to say that E, and I can't possibly know that. 140 subscribers. It is a farming channel. Travis, what are you thinking? It is another foreign language channel. I apologize for calling you out on another calling on you on another foreign language channel.
Yeah. Well, these thumbnails are a little bit better. I think the thing is, it's hard to know exactly what the subject's about. So I'm unsure if the thumbnails are accurate. In other words, there's one there that looks like a puddle or something, and maybe the title is something about the puddle. I mean, I don't know. If that's the case, then maybe it is a good match. The one thing I do want to mention is you have to think about your audience and the sensibilities of that audience for what they're watching. And if this is for farmers and stuff, these are the type of thumbnails that'll be fine. You know, you don't need super ridiculously amazing looking thumbnails for someone to click on it, especially if this is what they're used to clicking on. So quite frankly, I would say these are probably in line with the type of people that are watching this type of content. But there's a couple of these I'm just unsure of what I'm looking at, and maybe the title ties it together. If I knew what the title was, we could maybe give a little bit better better advice. But that's kind of where I am.
Yeah, there's some intrigue here, and one of the thumbnails that stuck out to me was this here. He's sitting on this pile of logs, kind of looking defeated, and we don't know what the title is here, but something clicked because it has 816 views. I like how I try to highlight the number and everything else highlights. And now I'm going into the video. 816 views. It was uploaded a month ago, and yeah, something is going right there. You also have one here with 2,000 views. And 1,000 views. So yeah, you've been kind of hitting these milestones, I would say, in terms of your viewership. After this video, it regularly got into the 500 to 1,000, 2,000 range, minus this video there. And this one was uploaded only a week ago, so it could probably hit 1,000 as well. And you only have 140 subscribers, so you're doing something right. And the key is to look for trends in your channel that are working and find ways to double down on them. So although we can't read the titles and we can't give anything very specific, there's a lot of really good signals here. So I don't know if Jeff has anything to add before we move on to the next channel.
No, I mean, so far, I mean, I agree with what you're saying, especially that's one of the things that what Travis was talking about thumbnails not having to be overproduced. This is why thumbnail research is super important. This is for everybody in the chat to always take a look at what is working in your niche. If the thumbnails are more basic and not super, super highly produced thumbnails, and that's what's getting a lot of clicks, then roll that way. I don't mean copy them, but just pull some of that strategy for yourself. Look at what's working, because for every niche, it's different. So look at what's working in your niche and start applying those strategies to yourself.
Indeed. Thank you for your submission, and congrats on over 100 subscribers on YouTube and all the views. We wish you success. I really quick want to read a couple of names here I have for super chats. We have Natasha, who's super chatted 10 pounds, and then First Class Gamer, who just super chatted $5. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate it. And next up, we'll be picking a gaming channel, and then I want to move on to Twitter memes after that. 137 on the gaming form. It is time to update the number too. So it looks like the channel is called Fire Force 1. We're going to grab their link. Fire Force 1 with 17 subscribers. And it looks like you've been at it for about 3 months trying out some Lego Star Wars before moving on to BTD6. Excuse me, I'm not sure I've seen what this game before. Okay, cool. So some general advice here. We have your channel banner, which while I do appreciate that it's a custom channel banner, not one of the default YouTube ones, it's kind of hard to read. So you have Fire Gaming here, and your name is Fire Force. So I would it kind of feels like those should match. And then maybe a value proposition to go along with it. It's hard to read because you have kind of orangey red text on an orangey red background. So I would make that text bright like white or black or something just so it pops off. And then, yeah, you got some symbols here just showing the different types, I suppose, different types of games we're going to see on this channel. So we have PlayStation, and then I'm guessing PC games. So the next thing I'll say is channel focus. You had a good run here with these Lego Star Wars videos, and then you pivoted to something that I don't think, just by judging from what I'm seeing in the thumbnails and the moving pictures here, I don't think that this is anything like Lego Star Wars. Nothing like a Lego game I've seen, and definitely not Star Wars related. So any audience you were starting to build who might have been coming back and waiting for more Lego Star Wars content probably didn't come back for this. Maybe that's okay, though, because the views do seem to reflect a little more interest. And if that's the case, the next thing I would say is to improve on your thumbnails, because it looks like you're using a menu screen, or maybe not even custom thumbnails at all. And you're going to want to try to figure out how people are covering BTD, whatever that stands for, and look at the thumbnails in that category and see how you can improve upon them in your own thumbnails. And then the last thing I'll say is the episode numbers. BTD gameplay 6 or BTD 6 gameplay. Some of them don't even have episode distinctions. So these are like the same exact title. You got to work on the titles. They need to be a little more intriguing. It sounded like someone was going to say something real quick.
Yeah, what I'll say is, so apparently this is Bloons TD 6, which is a game from 2018, but is a game that really blew up a few months ago on Steam, had basically its biggest player base ever a few months ago. So it definitely looks like they saw that a game was sort of blowing up and trying to kind of capture and ride the wave, which I think is good, right? If you're not getting a lot of views, it's great to experiment, to do different things, to try and gain on the trend. If Bloons TD suddenly became the next Among Us, hopefully you'd have been early on that train and can ride it to a lot of success. But it's not just important to get on that trend early and to start making the content. You have to be making the content that new players are going to want to invest their time and energy in. If it's a game that's trending that people haven't played, it's a great space for tutorials. It's a great space to teach people the tips and tricks of this game that they don't know because they're just jumping into the game for the first time. So doing gameplay, especially on YouTube, is not going to get you a lot of volume. And again, we saw it as BTD6. I had to Google it to realize that it was Bloons TD6 and not some other game. So again, you're already doing yourself a bit of a disservice for people, jumping on this trend and looking for the type of content that you're creating. If they want to watch gameplay, they're more likely to go to Twitch or to someone who's live streaming gameplay and is going to, intersperse their personality, or someone who has an existing fan base so they can be in a chat with a lot of other people and talk and engage that way. If you're a gamer who doesn't have a following, who doesn't have anyone, supporting you, you're jumping on this new trend, which is great, but now you have to make the kind of content that new gamers or new players to this game are going to want to crave and are going to be searching for.
Yeah, and it's thank you for looking that up too, because that is always very tempting when you see a new game pop up and it's interesting to you and you feel like, well, I feel like I've needed a pivot anyway on my channel, so I'm going to try this for a bit. That is a valid strategy, especially if your channel is just ultimately going to be multiple games. What I'll say is that as you're going forward, I really want you to focus on titles and thumbnails. Especially, you already have a couple of examples here of success. So when you did BTD6 gameplay, you got 6 views and you got 5 views. Very similar views, almost the same exact title, thumbnail. One would think this is the same exact video because even the timestamp is very similar. Now, when you put even one keyword in the title, BTD6 gameplay, cornfield map, 14 views. So even that one keyword made a difference. In my opinion, that is why you got extra views, almost like double the amount of views you got. And you uploaded this one a month ago, gameplay downstream map, 6 views. Hedge map got 10 views. So tell us a little bit more about that. What about the cornfield map? Did something epic happen? I don't know anything about the game, so I wish I could rattle off some examples right now. But that's the type of thing you want to do. However, the last video you made was a month ago, so maybe you're already looking for the next thing. Try to stick with one game. Go on a nice long run with it like you did with Star Wars. And make sure your titles are more clickable, because Star Wars Episode 1 or Arcade Video Part 1, etc., is not very searchable, and it doesn't really tell me anything about what's going to happen in that video. Why should I watch this video? It's 12 minutes long. What am I going to get out of it? Are you going to show me how to beat a boss? Are you going to show me how to find some kind of secret or cool trick? And you can do those things among just a regular old Let's Play of you playing the game, but focus on like the big thing, the big moment in that video when you're constructing the title, the thumbnail, and as you're editing. So that is my advice there for Fire Force Gaming, as well as Dan's. Why don't we move on to see if Nate is going to get a water bottle sponsorship anytime soon? So refresh here. The hashtag is channel audits, and it looks like we have a bathwater sponsor.
That's a deep cut right there. That's
yep, that is a deep cut.
Yeah.
So if I hold this bottle, will you sponsor me? When you try to prank your friend, but it backfires. When your friend says your drink is good, but you don't trust it. How are these related? What else do we have here? We have a few here from Team E. Elite, the channel maker straight from the Gibraltar channel. Oh my gosh.
That's actually, you should send him that one. That's funny.
It's a pretty good one. What else we got here? My newest upload being 1 out of 10 me. That is a good feeling, actually.
That's actually a good one, yeah.
It's is it blurred? Do they put something on it and then blur it out, or is that just...
Yeah, that's actually kind of good. That's a good thumbnail is what that is.
It looks like a Red Bull can almost.
That's a good one.
When you want everyone to stay hydrated, so you make bottles and don't have a sponsorship. There's too much text here. Let's see. Best water bottle.
For small YouTubers tiers. That's actually kind of funny too. That's not Rob. That's a good one too.
There's a lot of these today. Me, my subscriber count. That's pretty good too. Okay, there's some good ones. Savage for President. This is not the one we're doing today. Here, let's see. That one's on me when full screen isn't set up for your meme. Thanks. Sorry about that. All right, so that is all of them. Which one are we thinking? Who wants to pick first, and which one are we picking? I'll ask Travis to pick the first one.
I mean, Savage for President is great. No. Okay. Let's do the one with the blurred out thing, because I thought that was a cool, not that one, but that one, the sponsor, because that's very much like a YouTuber thumbnail. I like that.
All right, so I'm going to
inevitably, whenever we do this, we find that their thumbnails are not as good as the ones that are in the memes, which are, okay, no, actually, okay, this one's pretty good.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
This one actually has a good thumbnail. It's good.
Ninja Jiao 10, I think. It's kind of spelled out in the banner here, too.
Ninja Jiao 10?
So, 355 subscribers. I'm seeing a lot of positive things here, actually. I'm seeing YouTuber faces. I'm seeing, elements on the screen that are kind of cut out nice and big. This one is kind of popping out to me, this Minecraft one here.
Very colorful.
Yeah. Minecraft, but I'm 1,000 times faster. So interesting content here, 522 views.
Lots of views for the subscriber size too.
Yes. Oh, this is very interesting. So, and I want to say, are they just playing Minecraft? It looks like not. It looks like it kind of jumps between different games sometimes, the channel. Minecraft, but I'm always poisoned. Interesting concept. 4 days ago, so this video probably still has room to grow. Okay.
Trying a lot of different stuff. Listening to my own video from different years. That's kind of cool.
Let's look at the most popular video here. I killed him. Kill the Ice Age baby adventure. Okay, so 7.6K views. And that was 10 months ago. So it looks like for a long time they've been trying these different, very clickable, really interesting things.
Mm-hmm.
And what I want to say real quick is that this channel is exactly what I was trying to point to in terms of examples for how to go about a Let's Play video, how to go about having a channel playing one of the most popular games ever and getting people to click on your videos. Because this isn't just, I'm going to play Minecraft for you today, episode 2. This is Minecraft, but something very interesting is happening in this video. I have a reason to click on this video because I want to see what it's like to play Minecraft at 1000x speed. I don't know how you get anything done. I'm intrigued. I'm going to click on it. And we have the connection here. We can see the whites of your eyes. We got the YouTuber face in most of your thumbnails. So there's a lot of positive signals here. I think for me, the biggest advice I would have is it looks like you're uploading a few times a week. That's good. I just think that the consistency of the types of videos you make could be improved. If I subscribe for some Minecraft content, it could be days before I see the next Minecraft video, and that's kind of my concern. You're on the screen now, Travis. Do you have any extra thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I just like how well they're doing. They're kind of throwing, it's weird because this is like the channel that a lot of people want to be able to do is kind of some more randomish type things, but it's not as random as you might think. If you think about the viewer, the type of viewer that likes these different videos are going to like the very next video. So while you might go, well, this channel isn't really niched. I mean, you're kind of right, but it's niched to the viewer, which is actually the most important thing. It's not like we can say, you know, everyone should try this, is going to work. That's not the case, but it is working for this creator, and they do seem to have a finger on the pulse of their viewership. So continue with those sensibilities and continue to kind of tweak your thumbnail style. But I like what's going on here. Yeah,
you know, you bring up a good point. If the niche is this person's personality, that is ideal. That's what you want. And I would say that this person is, just by looking at the thumbnails and not even clicking into the videos, obviously putting themselves out there, which is, I would imagine, maybe for a lot of the gaming channels here right now, you probably feel like that's one of the hardest things to do, is bringing your own personality into the videos, especially as you're starting on YouTube. So, I mean, keep it up, definitely, for 356 subscribers and not being around that long. Okay, it was 6 years. Let's discount those. Okay, maybe you've been at this for a while. Excuse me. We've looked at a lot of channels today that had started a few months ago. I apologize. Look at the evolution here, though. You went from these thumbnails. We've seen thumbnails like this even today, where it's like a lot of text, and you'd almost be fooled into thinking this isn't even Minecraft. And over time, starting to kind of come into your own.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, listen, there's a grind to it.
Yep.
So definitely respect to this channel for never giving up. A lot of people would have given up way before this.
Yeah, this is way more than I was expecting. So for the last like 5 years, you've been at this, trying all sorts of things. And I'm noticing, although as I scroll, it's kind of a slow evolution, there is a thumbnail evolution here, which indicates a trend in the different types of videos you're trying to make. You're trying new things. And we get to about a year ago where you're starting to put your face in there a little bit more. You got these crazy eyes. You know, stuff's getting separated in the thumbnails. There's not as many elements. Things are getting simplified. So yeah, while it's been a very long journey, I'd say you are starting to come into your own, and you're finding a good pattern here. It kind of jumps 6 months, then 3 months, then 2 months. So if you can, I mean, more content never hurts too. All right, so that is Ninja Jow 10. If there's a specific way to say that, I do apologize. Do we want to pull another Twitter submission? Where is Twitter? Oh, I closed it. Okay, sorry. Stand by. Channel audits. It also, I didn't mention this before, but if you link your channel when you submit your meme, it does help us. Otherwise, I have to go into your Twitter account and find it. Jeff, would you like to pick one of the memes?
Sure. Let's see what else we have here. Okay. So we saw that one already. Okay. I like this one. The one for Mardax.
Oh, yes. Best water bottle for small YouTubers. Tears. All right. We will check out Marda. Marda is either Marda X or Mardax.
Yeah, I can't tell which. I think it's Marda X, right? Because that X is capitalized, but not sure.
But so is the M. Maybe it's MR to X. Either way, it's not hard to spell. I would say it's pretty memorable. Discover cool indie games and news. All right. Interesting. So they're tackling this from the angle of covering a lot of different games, but it's all about showing you new indie games and then perhaps news around the industry as a whole. So we got like the Switch Pro rumors, for example.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Switch Pro rumors. What else do we have going on here? Call of Duty, new upcoming Call of Duty Vanguard. What is Siege Survival? So yeah, they're covering a lot of different ones and giving people kind of a look at everything that's happening. Let's see here.
When it comes to indie games and covering a lot of them, this is how I would say is the right way to do it. And what I mean is, because we could talk about the thumbnails, I feel like they're a bit busy at times, things like that. But with indie games, you never know how big they're going to get. And if you make a channel and you're like, I'm going to try and niche down, I want to play this indie game that I think is going to be really popular, there's nothing like taking a bet on that game, making all this content, hoping that the game kind of takes off as you expect it to, and then having it go nowhere. You know, and it's not any fault of your own. It's just the game either didn't have the interest or the marketing behind it. And time again, as I was covering indie games at one point, I found that happening to me. I played ones that I would take bets on, and I'm gonna make a ton of videos about this. So when people are searching for it, I'm the first person there. And it just, you know, it was hit and miss. Sometimes I would be right and things would go great, and sometimes I'd make a whole bunch of content that got a couple views ever. So if you're going to cover a lot of indie games, you have an interest in this, I would say going the angle of news and reviews and things like that is probably a good thing to do. My first bit of advice for you is, you know, and maybe it's more of a question, would you be interested in niching it down a little bit? Because it looks like these are all very different games. And if you're going to have a channel that's bringing in audience, news about an indie game, you would want to target an audience that's consistently interested in a type of game. So Tavern Tycoon, these business manager tycoon style games, there's a ton of them out there. And if you get people who are interested in Tavern Tycoon, and then your next video is about, it's a tower defense, and it's nothing like, you know, this management game, they're going to be like, well, yeah, that's not really for me. And the more they don't come back to watch your videos, those are signals YouTube takes as, oh, maybe this person doesn't want to watch, you know, Marta X anymore, so I'm not going to recommend anymore to them. And that is kind of the pitfall of being such a broad, you know, news channel. Although it is gaming and although it is indie, that's not quite enough because people have very specific interests in the games that they enjoy. And the other thing I would say is that when you're covering the Switch Pro, which did pretty well, 161 views for your channel is pretty good, I would always take that at an angle, and you probably did, of how big is the indie game market going to be by the time there is a Switch Pro, just as a quick off-the-top example. Because there's a lot of Switch Pro rumors out there, but if your channel is supposed to be about indie game news and things like that, the Switch has indie games. So that would be I would always try and keep it on brand. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you're going to end up being a channel that just covers Nintendo Switch rumors because you went too broad and a whole bunch of people liked it, but then they didn't come back for the new upcoming Call of Duty game. I don't know if anyone has anything to add while I take a sip of water.
No, I like where you were going off with that too. And then usually when you have something good like this, it's always a good idea to see if you can follow up, whether there's new news or if, you know, you're following other thought leaders in the space around gaming news. You know, if they have more rumors, more ideas, more things that they might have found, always a good idea to try to follow up, especially when it's a video that's doing noticeably better than your other content.
Yes. So that is Marta X. Thank you for your meme. And I guess we could pick one more, and I'm going to throw Dan H on the spot.
Sounds good. I was totally not in the Discord chatting away as opposed to paying attention to what was going on. Yeah, let's do this. Scroll up. Did we do the one with all the water bottles behind it? Let's do that one.
Water bottles behind it. I did.
There's just a whole background of water bottles. There we go. Robin Hahn. Let's see. What was that link? Still just Robin Hahn, Sopran. Opera, disability, queerness, cats, and tea. Okay, a lot of things going on here. I think some of those can probably be grouped together into sort of a very specific sort of personality style. So I think a lot of these things go together well. And only 5 months, 6, 12, about 15, 16 videos total. So that's an excellent subscriber count for, you know, not a ton of videos, not a ton of content here, but seems to be that you're committing to it. You're doing at least weekly content for the most part, not, you know, 100% on that. But I think this is a great start, especially for, you know, what we'd say is, you know, a pretty hard place to grow, right? Competition is a lot of big personality channels, a lot of people who are in this space, maybe not necessarily the opera space, but are into, you know, the queerness space. Cats, obviously super popular. Tea, I'm assuming that's more rumor and gossip than actual tea, but you never know, could be actual tea as well. So again, I think this is a really great start. Very expressive faces in all of these thumbnails. So I think that is really awesome. You know, maybe, you know, we always talk about a little bit less text, but I think the text here is kind of put in a way that works really well. In that second row there, the ones that we're kind of scrolling over right now, that text, and you can definitely see it in this stream, super small, going to be really hard to read, especially on mobile devices. So, you know, that is something to play with, right? If you need to make the text really small in your thumbnail, the decision is, do I disregard the text completely, or do I take out a lot of the wording of that text and make it much bigger? Because now, again, you have text at the top there, you have text at the bottom. The text, again, across the bottom is going to get cut off by the timestamp there. So it's a good idea to keep that in mind. I know that's one of Jeff's big pet peeves as well, is, you know, there aren't a lot of spaces that are going to get covered up on a thumbnail, but that bottom right corner there is always going to be one. But just in terms of sort of now looking at which videos are doing well, and I'd say that, you know, the numbers are very consistent across. Even, you know, the ones I pointed out where the text is pretty small, the viewer count is great. So what's wrong with my hands? I assume that's maybe focused on the disability. Obviously not sure, so don't want to presume too much about that. But the fact is that you're giving people a great glimpse into your life. It seems like, you know, sort of no holds barred, right? You're not holding things back. You're not pretending to be someone you're not. You're bringing your flaws to the forefront. And that endears you to a lot of people, because everyone has flaws. Nobody's perfect. Everyone has those things, but a lot of people try and hide them, especially on social media, especially on YouTube. You're out there, you're being in the forefront saying, hey, this is me. This is the real me, not, you know, filters, not covering up the things that don't make me perfect necessarily. And that is something that you can definitely double down on as much as possible. Be you, as Jade said in our recent blog post, be your weird self. Make sure that that is forefront and to the center. And it looks like Robin here is doing a great job of that. And she loves making memes, which probably means she's a little bit weird, like a lot of the people who are on this live stream.
Taking shots at the chat now, or us here?
Oh, no, us here. Absolutely.
They're the one making the memes, though. I don't know. It sounded like you were, boy, that was a risk.
All that chat, and the only thing I get as a response is that I'm taking shots at people for the memes. Fine.
That's how I am. I got to.
You're all weird. take it for what it is. Like I said, the advice was to be your weird self, and I think we're taking that as a positive, not a negative. Nothing wrong with being weird.
Absolutely. I appreciate that you're captioning all your videos. And yeah, as Dan said, view counts are healthy. I agree with all the points in the thumbnails. The one thing I notice is that there's just, in 5 months, still not a lot of content. It looks like 2 to 4 videos a month by my count. And that's just going to be the thing. I think that you're doing a lot of things right. It's obviously a personality channel. You're bringing your viewers on a journey. And in order to do that, I think the answer is going to be more content. Not necessarily daily content or anything like that, but if you can do a couple videos a week, you know, that would be, I think, a boon. I don't know if Jeff or Travis has anything to add before we move on.
No, I mean, overall, everything is looking pretty good. I think more than anything, it's going to be focusing on what your audience wants to see from you. I know it's a personality-based channel, and you know you are putting yourself out there. But when you start seeing anything, any particular topics that your audience really associates with or responds to, or where you're getting much more views or much more interaction or comments, then start experimenting around talking about that topic more if it's something that you feel comfortable with. So aside from that, I mean, overall, I mean, everything is looking pretty good considering the short amount of time you've been doing this.
Yes. So congratulations on what I hope is soon 500 subscribers for you. And yeah, we're going to go back to the random selection form. Thank you for your memes. Let's see here. I'm gonna pick a gaming channel because we haven't picked one in a while, and I need to update the numbers here to 300. No, or 420 non-gaming channel, or no, gaming channel. Sorry. So okay, I'll do 420 for the numbers, so we cover everyone. And it is 296. Which is Mcraft Studios. I've never heard of Mcraft. I don't know what that could possibly be. Sorry. I'm sorry. All right, Mcraft Studios, 49 subscribers, handmade channel banner and logo. The logo can actually I can actually make that out. That's a command block. It looks like it's being stolen by an Enderman. I don't know what's going on in the banner, but let's see here. What do we got? So I'm seeing top 4 ways to make nuke in Minecraft in a montage voice. 5 minutes of me trying God bridging. Minecraft collab with Sneak Co. All right. So from me, general bits of advice here. It doesn't look like you're using custom thumbnails. If you are, there's just sometimes a little too much going on. Like this one keeps popping out to me because it's just a character like front and center, and it looks like a clutch montage. So instead of that, I would have taken a moment where it's a freeze frame and it looks like the character is about to fall maybe, but they are just saved by something. When you think a Minecraft clutch moment, you think of a near death experience in the game. How can you translate that in your thumbnail? And what I will say is that you are making Minecraft videos that seem to be really interesting in different ways. So you're talking about building these bridges in what I assume are mini games on maybe like Hypixel or something like that. That takes some skill. So top 4 ways to make nuke. I don't really know what happened with this title, but there's like a few different elements here. Montage, voice. There's elements that no one's really going to be able to connect there. So I would have made a different title for that. But it's always good to make top X videos if you can. What happened? Why did it do that? Oh, it's sorry. I have a scroll wheel on the side of my mouse, and it just changes tabs sometimes. And yeah, other than that, just looking at some of the content we got a month ago, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, then 2 hours ago. More content. I would make some more content. And just looking at your latest video from today, Minecraft collab with Sneak Co. But what happened in the collab? You know what? You could have said Minecraft, something featuring Sneak Co. You know what I mean? But you're trying to make the draw this YouTuber that you collaborated with, and there's not enough intrigue there, I think, for somebody who's new to your channel. So it's little things like that. You can improve the thumbnails and the titles. And I do appreciate, though, that you're not going the traditional route of just me playing Minecraft episode 12.
I love Dan. Let me tell you why. He loves to give advice about things he don't know nothing about. Intrigue. The word intrigue and Dan do not go together. Let me tell you. Dan, spell intrigue. I bet you don't know even how to spell it, let alone know about what some intrigue is. Can you imagine an intriguing channel by Dan? That would be incredible. Like, I don't even know what I would say about that. What kind of channel could that even be? I just wonder. I'm unsure. The doctor's in the house now, ladies and gentlemen. So get your tissues ready and start getting ready to cry, because it's about over now. This thing is over now.
Can you continue riffing for a minute while I pull up
why
your
not?
form?
Because Lord knows you need it. I'm gonna keep riffing. By the way, I'm hungry. I'm so hungry. I can't wait to get something to eat after this live stream savagery that we're doing. Let me take a look at some of these channels. Who's in the chat? Someone who's been here forever. Let me come and savage your channel. Just put in the chat, I want my channel savaged, and we'll pull it up and I'll take a look at it and I'll tell you how terrible your channel is, because more than likely it's absolutely terrible. Let me see what you got. Oh, you submit to the savage. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Hi, me, hey, stonks. No one can pay attention. What? Okay, there finally someone did it right. I told them what exactly they needed to say. Oddities observed. You see that? Oddities observed. Look for that channel, Dan. Pull it up. Oddities observed. They said they wanted their channel savage. So we're gonna go through. We're gonna hurt somebody's feelings right now. Let me see. Is this the oddities? Okay, what's going on? Let me see. Oddities observed. Oh, I like the green. I like the green, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. This is some scary stuff right here. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, find out who runs this channel and put them in jail right now, because you can tell this is the beginning of someone who's going to end up on a documentary on Netflix about how they killed everybody in their house. I'm telling you right now, I look at a channel like this and I get scared for my life. This is some weird stuff. Look, we got Lincoln. The death of Whit. My goodness gracious. How morbid can you be? This is the most terrible. This is terrible. Why did they do this? Look, what is it? A real court? Oh my Lord, have mercy. Do you think they should? Here's what they should do, Dan.
Yes.
They should play that new Resident Evil game. Don't you think? And then put it on here, because that's an oddity that I would observe. This other stuff is just scary. I don't know. Someone call the police and then call YouTube and tell them to delete this channel. It's terrible. Okay, who else? Who else wants a little bit of quick savagery real quick? I see everyone talking about trying to get savaged.
Before we go on, we didn't even properly introduce this nonsense.
Everyone knows the doctor. Listen, everyone knows. But go ahead, feel free.
Yeah, if you happen to be new here, I apologize. This is Savage. He's awful, and all you have to do is not even cross him, and he will audit your channel. And everything he says is not something that we support. But we're paid so much money that we allow him to come on anyway, because we have no scruples whatsoever. So that's a quick brief.
Look at all these ones that say they want their channel. I'll let you pick, Dan, because I don't want to listen. I'm easily swayed by people telling me how awesome I am, and then I go ahead and I do it. I help them out. Pick one of these channels. Look at all these people that want their channel savage. Everyone does. Look at this.
How about Tyler?
Tyler. Ha. Well, the joke is on you. Look at this. Speed building the Chicago Bear, rebuilding it. How do you even do that? Let's see. Payphone. Remember payphones? Remember if you couldn't get sick enough, all you had to do was go out to a payphone and grab one and make a phone call, then you'd be real sick. You get that real sick. That's what that is. I remember that. Mike and the taste treat test. Mike and Ike the dude is tasting Mike and Ike's. I didn't know what he was into there for a second. I was like, all right, look, we support everybody and all their loves. Okay, what are we doing here? Rebuilding the Las Vegas Raiders. I can't believe Las Vegas actually has a sports team, a football team. Now that's crazy. Are they any good? Does anyone know? Are they good?
No, they're not.
They're not good. That's terrible.
No, as I hold up my Patrick Mahomes Funko Pop, no, the Raiders suck.
That's terrible. I mean, how can you be a place like Las Vegas and lose unless you're like the person coming into Las Vegas? It's kind of crazy. It's like opposite of what it should be. So speaking of which, this channel is the Las Vegas Raiders of YouTube. All right, one more before I move on. Taylor. Who else? One more else. I see someone else.
Are you picking or am I picking?
No, you putting. I'm just sitting here. I'm just here doing my business.
All right. How about
Look at all these channels. They want their channel savvy. They all think they do until they cry home.
I see the fellas, but not.
But that's not right.
Fella.
We ain't got no verified channels in here. Be for real for a second.
That's a good point. How about Deliot? That's Celiot, so I spelled that wrong.
Oh goodness. Of course, welcome to vidIQ livestream where we get everything right the third time. All right, Deliot. All right, Deliot, you got one of these Minecraft channels that look exactly like every Minecraft channel we ever look like on YouTube ever. Now that little 100 subscribers button, that's kind of nice. Who'd you steal that from? That's nice. Tell me who you stole that from so I can steal from them too, because I know you ain't do it. I'm looking at these other ones thinking, look, you know some people like plain hamburgers with nothing on them. First of all, those people, I don't trust them. Anyone who gets a hamburger with nothing on it, I don't trust you. I really don't. But that's kind of what these thumbnails are. They're very much a hamburger with nothing on it. They don't taste like anything. Have you ever chewed gum too long?
Yes.
Or you just taste your own spit? That's what these thumbnails look like. It's like someone chewed these thumbnails too long. Really? Oh, the thumbnail. That's good. Think about that. That's nasty. Have you ever chewed your thumbnail too long? That's kind of terrible too.
Oh my goodness.
All right, look. Why don't you get back? You have a couple more of these real audits you can do before we have to go away and I get to have some lunch. But why don't you go ahead? I just want to help out some people.
Thank you for that. I do. While we have Deliot up here, I do want to say congratulations on what looks like your second video getting 52,000 views.
Well, that's fake.
It probably is, but they weren't able to replicate it, making me think it might have been real. It might have been something that actually happened to them, which is pretty cool. So quite a few likes and dislikes. We got this video about the TARDIS. We got all kinds of interesting experiments you've done here. Minecraft experiment, 1.1K views. That's awesome. Not even a short. So you've been on to something in the past. Can you do more of these Minecraft experiments? And yeah, keep it up. Are we hear you grunting? Are we going back to regular audits? Or
you should do at least one more before we get out of here, and then I'll come in at the end and then finish it off.
Okay, you'll finish them. All right, let's go ahead. We'll pick someone from the non-gaming forum. 37. Oh boy, that was good times. The Nightcore guy, Nightcore music channel. All right, let's check it out.
What does Nightcore mean? What does that mean? I don't understand. What is that? What is that?
I think it's a type of music. Yeah, indeed. I couldn't grunt. I didn't have it in me. All right, so 'tis a music channel. We have, the type of music followed by the title, and you say it's a lyrical video, which is cool. So a bit of work put into these too. It's not. We see this a lot where it's like a still picture and it's just the music. You are doing these lyrical videos with the songs, so a little bit different there.
Do people normally search Nightcore with that music note in front of it, or would people search Nightcore just Nightcore?
I don't know how you would put that music note in front of it.
That's what I'm saying. It's one of those things where I'm sure this stuff is still searchable, but it's just one of those things where, I mean, I guess it looks cool, but I don't know, man. I mean, maybe I'm just nitpicking, but it's just one of those things where I don't want to put anything or throw off the title or anything like that by putting a symbol or an emoji. You can still have it in there somewhere, but I don't think anybody's really typing that in. So I don't know. I don't know if it's helping you or hurting you, to be completely honest, but it's just something to think about.
When we searched, I did see the symbol pop up on somebody else's video. This one after Nightcore here.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe I didn't see this channel pop up at all. And being on the channel, you'd think there'd be some YouTube bias there too. So I don't know if Nightcore is the search term they're ranking for necessarily right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like the views they can be pretty consistent. I want to start by most popular. Music channels always can be challenging for us. So 37,000 views 8 months ago on Experienced. So the song name, I guess, is Experience Instrumental. And it's a re-upload. So you had this video up at one time. You had to take it down, and it still got 37,000 views when you put it back. I don't know what's different about this video other than it's not one with lyrics. And could that have been a difference? This one has 35,000 views and it does have lyrics, so maybe not. I wish we knew more about this genre and this space, because these are always a challenge for us.
Yeah. And one thing they could try too, and something that's worked quite well for a lot of music channels, is to try to take that compilation approach. So if you've had a lot of them that did really well, where you can put them all in a play, not necessarily a playlist, but a playlist within a video. So then you would have one video that's like an hour long, and it's like all of your favorite ones or all of your songs that did best. Those tend to do pretty well on musical channels from what we've seen. And I've seen this across all kinds of genres, not like just nightcore, but, you know, all sorts of stuff, whether it's people playing acoustical guitar or pianos or, you know, even like almost like Glee Club singer groups type of stuff. So we've seen a lot of success where each one of their individual videos will do, you know, fairly well. But then when they do this like 60-minute or 2-hour long compilation video, will have way higher views than their individual ones.
Yeah, that is a good tip. And I would say, to add to that, when people are searching for music to listen to, they like to, you know, turn on, one long video or a playlist and just vibe. They don't really want to go out looking for song after song after song, you know, and you got 3 minutes before you're having to search again for the next thing you want to listen to. So definitely keep that audience experience kind of in mind. For the music channels we've seen, I would say there's a lot of success here. This is actually very promising in terms of numbers, considering the size of your channel. You have been at it for a while, and maybe there have been some lessons learned as you've been going. It looks like you were just using the word nightcore for some time a year ago, and it just wasn't doing as well. But since you've kind of given the titles these fancy little music notes and symbols, things improved a little bit. Is that the point where you stop testing, though? Have you tried anything else to try and stand out amongst the crowd? Because it does look like a pretty competitive space when we just type in nightcore, which is what I imagine someone looking for this is going to search. And, you know, you have channels here with, you know, 10,000 views 7 hours ago, 230,000 views 6 days ago, and it looks like the content's being recycled quite a bit, which is interesting. This person's a very similar titling structure to you and has 90,000 views from a day ago. So you want to be looking at your competition and seeing the different ways you can kind of stand out, because it looks like these channels are the ones that are dominating the space right now. And yeah, that you can learn a lot using tools we have here at vidIQ, in fact, for you know, getting familiar with the competition out there. So that is going to be it for this week. But before you go, if you are interested in using all those fancy tools to learn more from your competition, we have a sale running right now. It's our summer sale. You can do one of a few things. You can use code SUMMER2021YR for a year on a Boost annual plan. You get 30% off compared to the total monthly price, a free one-on-one coaching session, which is an insane value, and then access to private training courses. Really quick, Jeff, in like a couple of sentences, what's the elevator pitch for one-on-one coaching?
Well, basically what we're going to do is we are going to take a deeper dive into your channel. So it's a one-on-one call with either myself, Travis, or our other coach, Alexi, who wasn't here today. And we will take a deeper dive into your channel. We're going to talk about all the basics, so the surface level stuff, but we're also going to take a look at your analytics, do a deeper dive, see what's working, what isn't working, talk strategy, answer your questions, and if need be, we can even teach you exactly how to use our tools if you're unfamiliar with how to use them. So overall, I think it's an excellent value and a massive, massive bargain for the low price of the yearly Boost bundle.
And if that's still not in the cards for you, there's also the summer 2021 code on either a Pro or Boost monthly plan, and that gets you 20% off for 12 months, your first 12 months. So you can hit upgrade now when you go to vidIQ.com/boost. It is linked down below in the chat. And Dan, is it linked, pinned as well?
Yes, it is.
Awesome. So there you go. Consider that, and you know, go ahead and make all kinds of videos this summer. Let's get over here and start saying goodbye to some folks. I guess, Dan, you're here. How about we start with you?
Yeah, absolutely. Big shout out to Bori Piano for keeping that streak alive and for boosting our Discord server once again. Thank you very much for that. Shout out to Fab Mind to Body. Hyasco is how I'm trying to pronounce it. Got a shout out earlier on the stream, but hanging out here and hanging out in the Discord, saying hi to you. Flaming Shane, I love that name. And let's go one more. Eric the Okapi. Don't know if I said that right.
Travis or Savage. I'm not sure who's there. Who would you like to say bye to?
Oh, it looks like he might have lost his connection. So looks like it's going to fall to me. But let's do that really quick. I'm going to send a quick shout out here to Sun. Sun has happened to be hanging out in the chat with us here. Farm Man Official is also here hanging out. And as usual, one of our longtime viewers, Shorty Reviews, is hanging out in the chat. So, shout out to you too.
I will say goodbye to Pizza Time, M3 Croft. We have Foodies Fab, Super Siblings Gamer, or Gamers, probably Gamers, Sun, the Cricket Badgers, and how about one more? Exciting Electronics. I don't know if we did a hello section now that I think about it. I was trying to keep so many things in my head. I apologize for not doing that at the start.
You felt like you had forgotten something, so I think there we go. And we'll give a negative shout out to Zinzarius for allowing Savage's internet connection to fail. You are his butler. I don't know how you let something like that slip through.
He pulled the plug on him. That's what would have been happened. But also a huge shout out to, before we forget, to all the mods. All the moderators who come in and hang out and help us with the chat and help keep things in line. We can't say thank you enough. We appreciate you to the moon and back.
And quick thanks to Lazy Flamingo. There was a super chat earlier that I missed, so thank you so much for that. And I hope you join us tomorrow. We're going to be having a special guest on the Wednesday live stream in Ben Levitt. And he's going to be talking about using social media in all kinds of ways. We're going to be taking your questions, and we're going to talk about how to use social media alongside your YouTube channel in ways you can grow. And yeah, we hope you join us for that live stream tomorrow. All right, everybody. I'm going to play the outro now, and I'm going to let you know that, yes, I know it's an old memes of the week. I was, in our infinite preparedness here at vidIQ, we don't have a memes of the week from last week, so I do apologize for that, but this one's still pretty good, so enjoy.
Please make this entertaining. I love memes. Like, I want to see good memes.
You want me to be entertaining? I can try. Right, so that's what we've got to stick manify. Please put a picture of me on the wall. All right, so she's got a head, she's got eyes.
We'll get to them very, very short.
Seriously?